5, 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to flight number 26 of Fire Talk Radio. You will notice that we have had some budget cuts. We unfortunately had to get rid of the stroopwafels. You will now be getting 2 crackers and a dollop of peanut butter. Um, we have also managed to get rid of the Fresca. Unfortunately, you only get diet caffeine-free Sam's soda. We have a strong tailwind today, so it should be a quick flight with minimal turbulence. We would like to ask you to only use the front bathroom of the airplane. Unfortunately, the rear bathroom contains a koala that we have to transport, and we don't want anybody in there because koalas carry chlamydia. So, our flight crew is very capable. Just don't open that door. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight.
I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4. I can only count to.
What are we talking about, Ryan?
Oh, good lord. Welcome to episode 26 of Fire Talk Radio. Good. Uh, I need a nap. It's been a long fucking day.
I took a
Fun
nap
fact,
today.
koalas do in fact carry chlamydia.
They do. Like right now, in Florida, fucking iguanas are falling out of trees because they're frozen. So, tell us anything else that's new, Andy. Oh wait, you weren't here last week, so
No, I
got a
was
lot
not.
of catching up.
We're not talking about dildos again.
No.
No.
Andy wasn't here for me and Ryan talking about our adventures with COVID that we had the last couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we both got COVID.
So,
Yeah, don't do that.
not
Shit
like we
happens.
meant for it.
If you were here, you would have got COVID too.
We're going.
It seems like
Ryan
whoever was on
wasn't
the
here
show
for
that
our
day
COVID
fucking got
party.
COVID.
We're sending our kids to COVID parties. Like, remember the
Chickenpox days.
party.
chicken pox party?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, pox parties.
A pox on your house, a pox on your house. Hey, pox on your house. Yeah.
Everyone
Oh my
gets
God.
COVID. You get COVID. You get COVID.
Yay!
Actually,
Are we at
How
Oprah? Are we on an Oprah special?
Now I get shingles. Awesome.
Well, either that or it's a
Yeah, I
tragedy.
know, right? I had a friend that got shingles, though. It hurts like.
I went and got my
SOB.
shingles
I've
vax.
heard that. I've heard that it hurts. Like,
No,
it's
it hurt.
really
Like my
bad.
friend
Oh,
had
it's
super
terrible.
bad pain here in the back of his neck, and then he couldn't. He went like numb back here, and he could like barely move, and he had to like go to the
Oh.
hospital. Yeah, no, it's shingles is like no joke. Like it cripples
So,
you.
Ryan, you said that there's a
physically.
vaccine. I thought once you got
There is.
chickenpox, like
Nope.
it's in you.
There's a
you
vaccine
can't
for the
stop
shingles.
it.
As long as you've never had it, or if you had it, you had to wait. You have to wait, I think, 6 months to a year, and you can actually get it to stop the transmission of it anymore, which is nice.
Nice.
So
I kind of like that. My son, when he was like, I don't know, less than a year, maybe a year, they're like, "Do you want him to get the chickenpox vaccine?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah,
yeah, why
I
not?
didn't
I'm
know
not gonna
that
have
was
to
a
go through
thing.
that shit.
So
because chickenpox is miserable. Okay, so what are we talking about, Ryan?
Oh, so real quick, contact information. You can always check us out on our website on firetalkradio.com. Facebook, Fire Talk Radio. YouTube, Fire Talk Radio. We're actually live right now, even though we're a pre-recorded show. Fun times. Check us out there when we go. Subscribe. You'll get emails from us letting us know when we're live. Our email is firetalknetwork@gmail.com. Phone number is 814-380-9820. And you can find us on every platform except for Pandora now, because I've been pushing us, because I have nothing better else to do with my life.
And Pandora's infested with the koalas.
Yeah, this is true.
Come on, man. That's my. I don't. That's what I go with. I don't need the
Sean's
chlamydias.
taking Andy's shtick. This is great.
If I
Uh,
could not catch the koala chlamydia, that would be great.
I mean, you
didn't
can always
need
get a
that.
crazy iguana.
No.
Yeah,
No.
they have, don't they
Chlamydia?
have like salmonella? No,
No-
yeah,
Something like
reptiles.
that. But yeah, no. But when
Well, there's also my cats would definitely kill it.
I don't
Real
know,
quick.
man. I don't know.
You
So
haven't met my cats.
this is true. So today we're gonna talk about the great truck rally in Canada, and Trudeau running for his life, I guess. We're gonna talk about a cop who decided to have a side gig of OnlyFans to get shamed just to only do OnlyFans and now ask for private pictures.
She's making
which-
bank with
Yeah, she
OnlyFans.
was.
She was
man.
making more from that as she was as a cop.
Yeah.
I mean, the pension is probably not as great, but you get my point.
Yeah. Also, going to talk about Whoopi Goldberg because I'm trying to
Damn.
stay away from The View because Joy
But
Reid and Whoopi
damn.
make my head hurt. But I couldn't help it because they called out on the Holocaust. So we're gonna get into that and more about Spotify, Neil Young, and Joe Rogan.
Oh. Sean, just to fill you in, when you curse, you gotta say sorry.
I gotta
Mom.
apologize to Andy's mom.
Yeah, you gotta
Which-
apologize, Mom. It's just
I've
Just
told
say
her.
sorry.
Yeah,
Ryan
Ryan needs to apologize a couple times now.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'm
I
just
mean,
gonna
I
do
do
a
too.
blanket apology at the end.
yeah. I think I updated Sean. We're like every time we curse.
I got a
Andy's
swear
mom.
jar next to me somewhere with a note of every time I have to say I'm sorry to Andy's mom.
Oh my god, it would be hilarious if you actually sent that to my mom.
I think I'm just going to need like a rosary bead or something, and I'll just be doing for the entire.
Oh, do
show.
the little every time.
No,
next
like,
bead, next bead, next bead.
It's more she just hates how much I curse, and she's tried to listen to podcasts that I've been on before, and she was like, I just can't listen to it because you curse too much.
This
So-
is
Wait,
much
the
better
question
because-
is it you that curses too much, or is it everyone on the show that curses too much?
Oh no, it's just me, but why not everybody join in?
Yeah, I mean, it's better to curse on this show than the Esoterica podcast I'm on because man, when people curse on that one, just weird shit happens.
Whoa. Oh,
Did you know there's actually
Got
a
that.
show on Netflix about the
I told you
history of
you'd
swear
like him.
words?
yes.
The history of swear words. It's actually quite
Flickin'.
funny. I kind of
It's
it means
something.
to strike. I remember
Yes.
that was an old video on the
Oh
internet.
yeah, that was shit.
That was
Sorry,
an
Mom.
MP3 before it had like a video going for
Yeah.
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 Wasn't that old school like Opie and Anthony or something?
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Something like that. Because I think Opie and Anthony did the butt plug skit too with the
Yes, butt plug.
butt plug. Yeah, that happened with a was it a car parts
Spark
store?
plugs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
It was.
Spark plugs?
Oh my
butt plug.
god! I mean, it's still
Butt
a classic to this day.
plug.
That's really good.
And they transferred them like 6 times.
Yes.
Butt plug.
Oh, we don't have that here. Okay, thank you.
All right, so we led off with butt plugs and dildos. Ryan, where are we starting?
All right. Oh, let's just get this out of the way. We're gonna talk about let's go to some Canada. Our friends of the great upper north. So right
Canada.
now there's a
The state of Canada.
Yes, we Canada.
I call it Canadian
mean,
land.
I will say this. I mean, they're higher than most people. Because
What? Oh, you
I mean,
literally high.
they've legalized weed
Yeah, yeah.
federally in their area. So yeah.
What's really
did-
crazy though, before we get to that, is Michigan is also legalized weed. It's
And
grown
they're-
like around me in now, and yet they're still busting people from bringing it from Canada into Michigan.
Well,
Yep,
that's,
you're not allowed to travel
that's
with it.
listen. That's an import export thing.
Nope, can't do that.
That's totally
Yeah,
different.
that's a crop that's not allowed to be imported. So
Well, you
Not
know,
yet.
they
there's
just need to strap it to their leg under their skirt, just like bootleggers. Come on now.
But again,
Problem
with
solved.
all the weed in Michigan, why would anybody be bringing it in? Like,
Theirs tastes better.
Well, or it
I
I
does
mean, it's all about soil, I guess. I
I
mean,
can answer that question.
sure. What is your
So, have
answer
you-
to said weed question?
Have you ever had weed from Ohio versus? Okay, well, yeah, you were a cop, so there's a very big difference in weed from certain regions. So
This
it's
is true.
it's
Like
probably
West Coast weed is like it seems to be more denser than like East Coast.
Yep. And
Plus,
when
it's
you get
Ohio. Come on.
It's Ohio.
The Wright brothers were from Ohio. John Glenn was from Ohio. There's just something about Ohio that makes people want to leave the planet.
it's
well, yeah, there's
it's
that,
the
but it's
armpit
also
if
better
Michigan's
weed.
the hand of the nation, Ohio's the armpit.
Yeah, but it's still also better weed. When you look at weed from Ohio versus West Virginia or Kentucky, you're gonna pick the Ohio weed. So what
I'm gonna
that's
pick
telling
PA
me?
weed. PA weed's nice. I like PA.
I've
weed.
never had it. So
You come up, I'll get you some PA weed.
I, what I'm saying is probably it's a different quality. They've had time to cultivate it, get their own strains, get specific strains, and the people in Michigan are like, oh, we're new. Oh,
You gotta remember,
Okay, we
It's
gotta
Canada's
okay.
been
They,
doing it like
they got to catch up.
No,
It's
no.
fine.
Actually, the people from Michigan aren't saying, "Oh, that's the people from Ohio." People from Michigan are saying, "Me."
fair enough.
fair enough. Am I?
I don't.
Oh, he was going
we
by
say
the
a
abbreviation.
lot.
That's Canada. A.
Yeah, we say that in Michigan too.
Do you
Oh,
really?
fuck Michigan.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
So you yeah,
Oh,
you know, the UP would have men are men and so would the women.
oh my god.
I have to say I'm kind of with Andy on
If
that
if you could not ever do that again, that would be great.
one. That's gonna
Don't
be,
worry.
that's gonna be a hard
I
no.
understood what you meant.
Jason, that's gonna be a hard no, and don't no.
He's all like, "How about no?"
Just- all right. So Canadians are doing way better at weed than Michiganders, Wolverines,
Yeah.
whatever.
But the COVID lockdowns and everything, they had the Freedom Convoy with truckers going across Canada. I was watching that on Facebook. I was watching it live for a couple days.
I'll take top 10 bad ideas for 1,000, Alex.
What is?
Well, the thing is it's a big giant test, and basically the truckers, they're tired of Trudeau saying that they have to be vaccinated in order to do their job. So they said, fine, you want to shut us down? We're all going to put on this big trucker freedom rally and drive across all the way to Alberta. And
Yeah.
so
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And what
I missed a stitch on my crochet, and I have to literally rip out like 2 rows and do it again.
Uh-oh.
the
Ginger,
truckers,
Ginger messing up her crochets. Oh man. Oh dear, what shame.
Stitching time saves 9, and there was like 10 stitches that weren't in time there. Oh,
so
I'll just add a stitch. It's
um,
fine.
but yeah, it ended up growing to 45 miles.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
I was gonna say it
was a
was insane. I know the United States is planning to do one also.
They are
From California
so is,
to
Australia, and I want to say one of the European countries.
because we totally need this.
Yeah, sure do.
I think
I
we
mean,
do.
Sure,
I'm
why not?
all for protests
Oh,
for
I
against
mean,
this.
as long as it's a peaceful protest.
Yeah, we need to democratize it. Why does it have to be a protest? Why can't we just have amateur tests, huh?
Amateur tests are. I see bad things happening with your butthole.
Sean, I was warned that you were the king of puns, and
Yes.
and I'm not
Now,
gonna
just
lie,
the court
I
jester. Just the court jester.
He has lived up to his
already.
yep.
Already, yes,
I,
yes.
I can't. I hate puns.
His wife does puns to him, so it's okay.
Oh,
Now you
But
can
I
do
think-
both ends.
Andy's
But I
eyes
think
are
the
gonna pop
funniest
out
thing
by
of
the end
the,
of this episode.
The protest in Canada, though, is Trudeau actually fled. He's like,
He took
these
his
truckers
family
are
and went to
coming.
an undisclosed location.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And
he's like,
Andy
I'm
has
out
let
of
us
here.
know that as of a couple hours ago, Trudeau was
He
tested
was COVID
positive
positive,
for
yeah.
COVID. So, I don't.
So positive development in all this COVID business.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, wait, no.
I wish him and his best of his future endeavors. Sure.
Okay. I mean, okay.
I guess I hope he gets well soon.
Hang on. Okay. There.
So say we all.
So I think I don't necessarily disagree with peaceful protest. I don't at all. In this case, I also don't necessarily disagree with the premise. Because at the end of the day, when you look at it, truckers are largely solitary.
Mhm.
They're on the road by themselves or with a dog or cat or
Lot
iguana,
lizard.
whatever.
Dude,
Yeah. So I don't. I can agree with the protest for the mandate. I can agree with that. But I also disagree in that just do the damn thing. Get your fucking vaccine. It's not hurting you.
Well, that's the thing. You don't know it's hurting them.
Are you hurt?
I'm not, but my uncle is. My uncle has cancer.
From the vaccine?
Yeah.
He got cancer from the vaccine.
He had no cancer before the vaccine. Within 3 weeks after he had cancer. He had none. Even his oncologist told him not to get the boosters.
Just
Okay,
the
well,
boosters or the original shot, though? Because you just
Booster.
said boosters.
His is
said
from
not to get
the
the boosters.
original. The original
Okay.
2 shots.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
okay.
would've-
That's
he-
what I was asking.
Yeah.
He would have been told not to get the booster because he has cancer and is now immunocompromised.
No.
There
His
is
doctor
no-
told him, his doctor told him, said, by law, I have to ask you if you want the vaccine, knowing what you know now. And he goes, no, I'm going to decline it. And his doctor goes, that's a good idea.
Yes, because he is immunocompromised.
No,
because he
I'm
has
telling you,
cancer.
he got it from the vaccine. Don't
Yeah.
argue with me on this. You're full of shit. He got it from the vaccine.
All right, we're gonna move on before we all start into a fight.
Okay.
And it is what it is. Okay, so
So,
I mean,
but the thing is when the government, whether it's Canada or the US, tells you you have to get a vaccine in order to keep your livelihood, that's a piece of shit. That's a shit government. Our government
think
is a piece of
that's-
shit. Australia is a piece of shit. Canada is a piece of shit.
I mean, and that
I'm not going to argue with you about that,
so
honestly.
so
I
here's
think you're right on that.
so here's what it is okay. So say here's the what if Trump had won the 2020 election, it would have been the liberals screaming anti-vax the whole time, because all before the election, they said, "Oh, we're not going to take this vaccine if Trump is pushing it." But as soon as it flipped, that's when it all became
I
different.
disagree with that.
I disagree with that strenuously.
I got a
Speaking as a
vaccine.
flaming liberal, just put it
Well,
that
yeah,
I mean, you have the president who were on TV saying they wouldn't.
You have
Beforehand.
the whole squad. You have Pelosi. You have Schumer.
oh Lord.
You have Harris. You have Biden.
Harris
Everyone's
specifically
saying-
said, if this vaccine comes from Trump, I'm not taking it.
Do I need to get some tinfoil?
Go for
I feel
You
like I
might
need,
need
it.
That's exactly
No,
what
dude,
they said.
I can tell you as a liberal, that is absolutely not true at all. I
I will
was
send you videos.
I was waiting in line for the chance to get a vaccine. As soon as it was available for me, whether it was
No.
Trump that had it developed or Biden had it developed, it did not matter to me.
That's not what I was getting.
No,
at.
that's exactly what you just
that
said.
is exactly what you said, dude.
What I said was that most of you're right. Okay,
Well-
so it may have came out. Most of them
Most
were crying.
liberals got vaccinated before the election was even a glimmer in everybody's eye.
Yes.
The
We didn't even know who
first
was
How?
doses
The
weren't
first
available
vaccine
until
didn't come out until
January. Election
December.
happened in January.
Yeah. The election was in November. The first vaccine wasn't until the end of December 2020.
Correct. So
That
I
is
mean,
correct, yes.
So that no one could have gotten it before
it
the election.
was the narration of how the vaccine flipped. Is what I'm getting at. It's not Trump voted for the vaccine, but also said, "Hey, look, it is your choice. If you get the vaccine, that is on you. If you don't want to get the vaccine, that is your choice. We're not mandating it."
But he's also on camera trash talking it. And
No,
trash
he
talking
was
no,
on
he's
camera
not.
just
When
like
has he ever trash
last
talked
month,
it?
just saying that how great he grabbed warp speed into effect to get that vaccine as soon as possible, and then said he got it on the 21st of December, and then he just talked about getting the booster.
Yeah, he talked
That
about
is
getting the
his, he
booster a
says he
couple
wants
weeks
people
ago.
to get the vaccine.
Did
But
he
he
did he
doesn't
talk
wanna
about
make
it
it
on the toilet?
Force.
No, it wasn't a toilet.
No, it
tweet.
wasn't a toilet tweet.
Really disappointed. Oh,
Uh,
Yes, that was one of his biggest failures in life, was tweeting off
was
the toilet.
toilet tweets. Yes,
But
but no, he's always been for the
he's
vaccine.
He was always pro for it.
That is true.
He's never said don't get the vaccine. He said that was one of his biggest accomplishments, was one, creating Operation Warp Speed to make sure that like Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson didn't have to go through all the red tape to get all the testing in to get the vaccines made. So that was, and the funding. That was his
more
great.
red tape than somebody's gotten cancer.
I agree with you there.
That
I
is
think there
true,
should have been
yes.
more red tape.
Sure.
I mean, so here's the thing with the vaccine. Get the vaccine. If you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine.
your choice.
It's your choice. You're the one that is putting it into
I
your
don't-
body.
I just
You
don't think
cannot
it
take it out.
should.
And whatever the consequences are of that, you need to have informed consent. Informed being the operative word. You need to know what the side effects are, what anything down the road, and if you don't trust what it's going to be down the road. I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine back in April, and I won't get a booster because I don't want to take the chance. I have the same genes that my uncle has, who had no, his blood work and everything right before had no indication of cancer. And then within weeks afterwards, somehow he's now in stage 4 in less than a year. So somehow that cancer grew really fast. I have the same genes as him. I'm not getting the booster. And now I've had COVID, so I don't care about it.
Well, I will say that the mandate only made sense if the vaccine actually prevented the disease from spreading.
Right.
but it doesn't.
Right.
Well, that's literally every vaccine.
Well, no.
Not really.
There
if
is
you're
no,
there
vaccinated
is
for polio, you don't get polio.
no
Yeah.
You
there
don't get
is
polio.
Sick.
You don't spread polio.
You don't spread
It's-
polio.
Just an example, but I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
the one that
It's
just
the-
pops
it's the
into my
same
head
thing
is
we
polio.
just talked
but-
about
Mumps-
chickenpox. Chickenpox
Mumps
is
is
the
a
same thing.
highly
Contagious.
virulent disease.
MMR is so rapidly. If you don't have that booster or those vaccines for MMR, and you will get it. It's
Now-
not an if, it is when you
Now
get
what?
it.
Now what we can call it a vaccine. What this is it's really good at keeping you out of the hospital.
yes.
That's what it is.
It's-
It doesn't protect somebody else. It doesn't stop it from spreading. It helps you and it protects you. If you want to take the chance, like I not getting the booster, I took the chance. I got COVID. I didn't have too much of a problem. I mean, I had a couple days of a fever and the sniffles, but if you want to take that chance, take that chance. My dad is vaxxed. He got boosted. He ended up catching COVID from me, and he got the exact same symptoms I did.
What doesn't kill you will mutate and try again.
This is true.
That is true.
So,
What-
and
what-
that's
what-
the thing with the vaccine now. The vaccine right now is not doing anything with Omicron at all. And so that's where, now they're trying to get a Omicron specific vaccine for the next booster. And basically we're going to be chasing it like we do with the flu every year.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. We're coming up into a point where you are going to have a flu season and a COVID season,
Right.
and they're going to be
It's-
one and the same.
It's endemic.
Yeah, that's where we're at this point.
Yeah, because I got
Um,
a flu shot and then I got the flu. But then I also had a double ear infection and bronchitis on top of that. So I had a
See,
triple threat.
I can't get the. I'm
But-
allergic to the flu shot.
Yeah, I
can't
got a
get it.
flu shot and then I got the flu. And I'm like, oh,
I mean,
I guess
it-
it wasn't for that
it's-
one.
I coach wrestling. I get the flu shot every year. Some years I get it, some years I don't. It just depends.
Whenever I get the flu shot, I always end up with bronchitis. I'd
Um,
rather get the flu for
See, a lot of
48
people,
hours.
end
get-
up with pleursy.
Never had.
Would
I,
you
I have to
don't
look up
want
what
pleursy?
pleursy is. I don't even know what
No,
that is.
I
Yeah,
know
I
what
don't-
pleursy is.
It's
I-
so
I-
what it
I've
is.
had it once.
It's a
It's-
condition where your internal lubricant for your lungs against your rib cage is broken down.
Oh.
So it hurts. Like your every breath you take just hurts. And it's usually treated with a steroid and an antibiotic, which makes no sense. But that's what it pleursy sucks.
yeah, that sounds
Oh
bad.
wow, I'm
Okay.
reading it on WebMD right now. It does sound bad.
It sucks.
People say it feels like pieces of sandpaper in your
Yes.
lungs as you're breathing.
Yes. It
Wow.
sucks.
Yeah.
All right, so none of us are medical experts. We need to give that disclaimer. We will also give the disclaimer that none of us are lawyers.
We have
just-
one officer on duty.
just in case.
Ex-officer, not officer.
Yes. So let's just go ahead and move on to the next story.
Let's go.
And we have an officiant. So there you go. we have-
Efficient.
An
Yeah,
officiant.
I
So-
am an ordained reverend.
All right.
You are a
so-
reverend? Wait, hold on. Wait,
Off the internet.
hang on. Go on.
Andy's like, back the truck up.
And
Yep.
it's like,
They had a friend
I
who
may
get
need a
married,
reverend
and
somewhere.
I went through all the paperwork so that I am officially a reverend in the whatever the online church
I did-
is.
I did that for a friend in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Oh, so
what,
we have
that's
two
what
I
Mike
got the
did.
little
That's what Mike
hangers,
did
went
for
to
my
the
wedding.
hospital and the little I'm a clergy card and the whole 9 yards. So
Sean.
I didn't get any of that. All I got was I printed off a little thing so that I could actually officiate them.
No, he got like a whole packet in the mail. It was actually kind of cool.
Sean,
Yeah.
Sean, I want you to do me a favor. Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Go grab your Bible.
Mm.
I don't think he has one.
Well, which one do you want? I mean, I've got a couple varieties here. What
you
are you
want the
looking for, Dave?
NIV, the King James, the
Old Testament.
that's in all the Bibles.
That's all.
Let's
I mean,
go with
Well, no, not all the Old Testament.
not
So,
all the Bibles have Old Testament.
I need to figure out what the question is so I can figure out which scripture to grab, because the Catholic Bible is not the same thing
That
as
is
the
correct.
Presbyterian Bible, and
That
don't
is
even talk to the
correct.
Jews about the Bible. They have their own thing. So,
Do you have a New International?
the answer is yes. Do I need to run to another floor to grab it?
Okay,
answer
don't
is
run to
also-
another floor to grab it. No,
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like staring at like the bookshelf right now, but I don't know where it would be.
I
like
I
can
just
certainly
had
get
to
my
ask.
fingers
I'm literally looking at the
on
bookshelf.
passages if you'd like.
The only one I've got is the King James version, but
You know,
I
you can
just
get the Bible app, and it's got all the different ones in there.
well, yeah, you can look it up all online. Okay.
Oh.
Sean,
do
sorry, I was
live-
messing with you.
we do live in the age of like the interwebs.
Internets.
Yeah,
Ryan,
well,
what's
plus I
up
also
next?
have, the Tao Te Ching, Carl Sagan's A Pale Blue Dot, James Gleek's Chaos. So I mean, all the scriptures, even Talbot's holographic universe. So I mean,
Sean, what's your who's your favorite fantasy author?
judge me, but John Scalzi.
That is a name I have not heard in quite some time.
Well, he also
Wow.
writes the John's Bathroom Readers, but the
Mhm.
man is and he has a whole
He's
sci-fi
incredibly
series called
prolific.
Old Man's War, but he's spent so much time writing. There's page turners. It's not high art, but I just love for the fact that they're just fun books to read.
Okay.
But aside from that, I grew up with Arthur C. Clarke. And, you asked for fantasy though, didn't you?
Yes.
There's a lot of sci-fi, and
Yeah, I'm gonna have
No,
to go
I'll
to
take
Tolkien
sci-fi.
for that one because that's basically as
we
far
have
as
lots of books.
fantasy
yeah.
as I go usually.
Yeah, let's see if no, there's too much shit over there. I can't do that. I was gonna show you our bookshelves, but there's a lot of shit over there.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
got
Mom.
bookshelf here, and then I have my bookshelf that has all like sewing and quilting and nerdy cookbooks. And
Okay, Brian, what's up next? Sorry.
All right, let's gonna talk about the Colorado police officer. So, gotta. This is infamous here. This is really good. So, cop turned OnlyFans star who was shamed out of her job by her male colleagues after getting exposed with her naked photos, and claims the same men are now messaging her for free Snapchat photos.
I didn't
Of
find
course
her
they are.
naked photos.
You find any friend that has naked photos online, you're gonna become her best friend.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Hey, how you doing?
I mean, again, I didn't find her naked photos, and I'm disappointed in that. Not gonna
I
lie.
mean,
Because
I'm not gonna pay for her only to
No, I'm
subscribe
not
to this
either.
woman's OnlyFans. But no, what I'm saying, I can tell you from working in
she made like
law
how much did she make?
enforcement.
Oh, she
She
made like
$4,000 a month.
yeah. She made almost double what she made as an officer.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I made more working at Apple talking to people on the phone than most police officers did.
I was really hoping you were gonna say you made more on OnlyFans than working as an officer.
Do they have a male OnlyFans? I would do
Yes,
it.
they do.
Yes, they do. I mean, it's still on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But yes.
not that I would know.
Yeah, we don't talk about
I'd
that
be-
here.
I'd be tempted to
Oh.
do that. But then I'd have all my
Oh,
friends
God.
from high school and everything, and
They have to pay
coming
to
out of
see
the
you, so-
woodwork.
Well, see, that's when you just, don't show pictures of your face. And if they come out of the woodwork then we got other things we need to talk about, bro.
Why are your friends looking at your
Looking at my
Meat there.
schlong.
yeah.
Yeah, because I certainly don't want to see it. No offense, but
I'd imagine guys don't do as well as girls, but
You would be
Um,
surprised. Like, seriously, you would be surprised.
but what doesn't surprise me is all of her ex co-workers wanting to look at her, join her OnlyFans, wanting her Snapchat, all of that, because what people don't realize is a police station behind the plexiglass where everyone is sitting and stuff, it is basically a big giant locker room. That
including
are-
with the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
trust me. So it's one of those where I would sit a can of pop down. I'm working on a report. I'd sit a can of pop down, go to the I come back, I have to smell my can first to make sure somebody didn't use it as a spittoon.
Okay. Quick. Quick poll. Is it pop or soda?
It's pop in Michigan.
Soda.
Cola
It's soda.
or
here.
Coke. I'm from Philly, so everything's a Coke. Doesn't matter where
Okay.
This is
what the
true.
brand is.
It
With
was
the
just
Coke,
it was just a curiosity question.
Yep,
So-
Michigan, it's a pop.
Yep. That
So-
would be true.
West
Anyway,
Virginia is the pop also.
Well,
And-
yeah.
Sorry, I
And
I still
can-
call it a
lived
soda,
in
though.
well, not lived in, but went to West Virginia. So
I'm sorry.
And
know
I
the
can
West
tell
Virginia
you-
ways.
working in a police station that we only had like a handful of female officers, but just about every guy was fighting to bang them.
Well,
It's just how it
It's
was.
that whole- it's
Because
that
again,
whole,
you have a bunch of
eh,
high testosterone guys. And it's a locker room. It literally reminded me no different than the locker rooms in high school and college where guys would try to one up each other all the time.
Man, I'd get bored.
So so them, wanting to basically get with her afterwards doesn't surprise me at all. Them
Thing is,
even
she's married
Well, she doesn't
too.
work there, so they're not breaking any rules about mingling with coworkers if there is a rule like that. So yeah,
I mean,
it's like free
the
game
rule,
now.
I mean,
I don't know. There's lots of
Mm.
workplaces where it's like you can't fraternize with each other, so
well, she's
It's
not
just-
working there now.
that's what I'm saying. Now that she doesn't work there, everybody's like, "Oh, free game."
That's a fair
That's just the
point.
way I look at it. But of their
Yeah,
reasoning.
and them even shaming her again, that is disgusting, as awful as it is. That doesn't surprise me that would happen either. Again,
Yeah.
room mentality, we shamed each other for everything.
But-
So
Okay, so this whole OnlyFans thing has apparently become an issue. And I don't understand why it's become an issue. Like, I understand you have to have a professional demeanor. That's fine. But it needs to be codified in some way, I guess is the best way to put it.
yeah,
Like,
well, and she's
if-
not the first person that we've talked about. There was a teacher, remember, over the summer
yes,
that
It-
had
it-
an OnlyFans, and she was fired from her teaching job.
yeah,
Yep.
and that's okay. Well, I guess maybe don't show face. I don't know how.
My thing is, it's like
To
that means
make
people are
this
actually
right.
going out looking for it. I mean,
It's headhunters. Like somebody specifically identified her and outed her. And I don't feel like that's right. I'm not necessarily, and I'm going to do a preemptive, sorry, Mom. I'm not exactly against sex workers, like strippers, prostitutes, escorts,
No.
whatever. I'm not against that. What I am against is people attacking them and people attacking the people that seek it, because it doesn't necessarily cause a problem. It fulfills a desire.
If it's a anytime there's a need, there's going to be a job or there's going to be someone to fulfill that need.
Exactly.
And the thing is again, it's their body.
Mm-hmm.
They can do whatever as long as they're of age, and they decide themselves that they want to do it. Someone else isn't pressuring. More
Yep.
power to them.
Yep.
I agree with you. Sex work, whether it's online, in porn, or if somebody wants to become a prostitute,
Go to
as
town.
long as they're doing it on their own,
Yeah.
and they're not being forced to do it. I mean,
my problem is when you demonize it. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, and the problem is, just like with all markets, if it was only that simple, and if we could only make those guarantees, because yes, in the world you described, yes, that's a no-brainer. However, when you look at the stories of most of the people that end up in that industry, that's probably the last thing that they wanted to do, and they're generally stuck, coerced, etc. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the work is bad, but it does mean that you do need certain controls in place.
you do need controls. I like the way that Australia actually does it. I don't even think it's all of Australia. I think it's just Sydney. That
It's the. I think I know what you're talking about. It's the Queensland province.
okay,
The brothel.
that might be it. Where prostitution is legal, but
yeah, they do it at a brothel though. They don't.
But
it's
they
not
have
like
to do
nurse-
it. Yeah, they have to be in a brothel.
Mhm.
And that brothel has to be protected, and they are contract workers.
Mm-hmm.
So they can come and go as they please. They basically sign up for, hey, I want to work, these nights, or I want to do, and they're also tested. Their health is taken care of, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're right. The hard part right now is the same thing that we're having right now with marijuana, which is that it's been illegal for so long, and there's so much of a black market that it's hard to
would argue-
transition to.
That's
I would argue
whole
that
other
prostitution
discussion.
has more to do with the trucking market than it does do the illicit drug market.
This
In
is true.
that
I would agree. Yeah.
what makes the job shitty is not the job itself, but the fact that people cost shift. If it wouldn't take that much more cost per mile to make the trucker's job completely not miserable, as far as, let's put rest stops every so often. Let's
Mhm.
set it up so they don't have to drive for 8 hours a day. Those things would add pennies on the dollar for what we're paying for trucking right now, but it would greatly change the quality of life. The reason why prostitution stinks as an occupation is generally the only people that get into it are those that have no choice.
And a lot of times they're coerced into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not to
So-
be confused with truckers, who a lot of them end up being coerced into that too.
Yeah.
So, but I think when it comes to like OnlyFans and stuff like that, again, it's their body. They can show it. They're not hurting anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The people
Yeah,
that are
it-
seeing it have to pay a credit card. So ideally, you would assume that they're of age.
Yeah, and then that's kind of what I was getting at with this particular story is why should she be shamed into having to quit? This is a choice she actively made. Just like if it were a choice for me to make a ton of money by standing up and,
It-
whipping my junk out and make a lot of money off of it, I would make that choice. That's on me.
Yeah. Well, if she was working as some other occupation, if she was a waitress, if she was a banker,
Mm-hmm.
I would agree that this would be a private matter between a private employer. But
Uh-huh.
she wasn't. She was a police officer.
Look
Police
up
officers, like
look-
it or not, have a relationship with the public.
Ryan,
They
do
are-
me a favor.
Yeah.
Look up the number of bankers that have been fired for OnlyFans accounts.
Bang, what?
Look up the number
Bankers?
of bankers that have been fired for OnlyFans accounts. And sorry, Sean, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there's a surprising number there.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. And I'm not saying that's appropriate in that case. And I'm not arguing that necessarily what she's wrong, but as a guy who is a federal contractor, I do have to watch what side work I take, because if there's
Sure.
an appearance that there's a conflict of interest,
Hold on. Sean?
Yeah.
Do you have an OnlyFans account?
no.
Are
No.
you sure you do you want to talk
That's
about
gonna
it?
be
Because
that's gonna be a hard no.
because that came up real quick, dog.
I know.
I
Uh-oh.
just had to ask.
Ginger, I think Sean has something he needs to talk to you off camera.
You should
Well, of
probably
course
check
he
the
has
apps
an
on his
So
phone.
I
OnlyFans.
don't.
No, of course he only has an OnlyFans page. It's me.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
So I
Hey.
can't find like the number of bankers. I do a story here about a banker in Chicago that was fired. I see an
Yeah.
Indiana mechanic that was
There's
fired.
probably one in Louisiana at least.
I see
Alabama.
Let's see.
I don't think there's actually
a
statistics
nurse
on...
that was fired.
Well,
And
and then
see,
you got
there's been a lot of
people who were fired because they were moonlighting versus the people that were fired because they were moonlighting on OnlyFans.
You got it. The number of nurses that resort to OnlyFans for extra cash is insane. Like,
Yeah.
man, we
nurses-
got to do better.
Nurses do work that body
Teacher,
though.
teacher, nurse, nurse.
Well, dog, that's your
a
wife.
BuzzFeed reporter
It's true that.
was fired.
Are people from BuzzFeed actually hired?
They're
don't know.
freelance.
Yeah,
they,
but how-
they get a per article pay, and it's based on clicks, and it's
It's all clickbait.
stupid. Well,
I
that's
just saw
it's
that,
brilliant
actually
for
most news
BuzzFeed.
out.
I just
that's
don't know
most-
who writes for them because it's just like, come on,
It-
man.
BuzzFeed News actually has a regular
Kicked
staff
out of her
now.
church.
What?
From her church.
Your mom was banned from her
no,
church.
a mom.
A
Oh,
mom
a
was
mom.
banned from her church.
No, your mom was banned from church.
I was
Katie.
like, do we need to talk about this? Are we going to talk about dildos and butt plugs again? What's happening?
Hey,
God.
just because she got kicked out of church doesn't mean it had anything to do with any of that.
I mean, at least
Hey,
you're not
just
going
use
back
the
to the
other
ginger
hand.
and the fig. So
Another
Oh,
high
good
school
Lord.
teacher fired.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Elementary
And-
school teacher.
Plural data.
Okay.
Well, data. I'm just going down reading different.
So I think we're all in agreement that this woman should not have been forced out of her job.
I believe whatever they do when they're not on the clock is what they
It's
do in their
none of your
private
damn
time.
business.
It's nobody's damn business.
But it's a little different when it's a police officer.
No, it's
if
still
police
none of
officer's
your
got a
damn
side
business.
hustle pushing drugs or vertical
I
marketing.
mean, you have to claim that shit on your taxes now, so it might as well be okay.
Well, I mean,
well,
yeah.
okay, no,
But you always had to claim it on your
I mean,
taxes.
yes.
It's not new.
I mean,
I can
as a
get
police
Sean's,
officer-
I can get Sean's point on this.
There are
yeah, if you're pushing drugs, yeah, that's an
certain
issue.
things, legally, you have to do what's legal. It can't be
Yes.
illegal.
I mean, OnlyFans isn't illegal. I mean, they try to get rid
Exactly,
of.
that's the point.
I mean, OnlyFans try to get rid of the explicit, and then they realized they were about to lose a whole lot of money.
The thing is depending, I don't know what Colorado is. Michigan is an at-will state, which means you can get fired for any reason.
Hmm.
Oh, a fire at
And-
will state. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Virginia's
Or
like that
quit
too.
fire
Virginia's a fire
at
at will
will.
state.
yeah. So I mean, from the police station's point of view, here's the bad thing, and where I'm going to agree with him. With
They
Sean
probably have
is
an
that
ethics contract.
There is an ethics contract.
Hmm.
And they can, even with the FOP, which is the Fraternal Order of Police, which is a union,
Hmm.
Yeah.
they can basically fire you for anything. I was threatened to be fired because I smoked,
Oh no.
and it didn't look good for a police officer that smokes or smells like smoke. I ended up not getting fired because
Are we talking weed or cigarettes? What are we talking
cigarettes,
Okay.
cigarettes,
about here? What?
because I smoke
Really?
cigarettes. Yeah.
Fucking like
Everybody else
90%
chewed.
of your
I chew
force.
now.
90% of your force probably smoked.
No, they chewed
That's
Oh my
worse.
God.
like I'm doing right now. But
Yeah,
Oh my
I was gonna say that's probably worse than smoking.
but
No.
I smoked, and they had a problem with that, and they threatened to fire me because that went against the code of conduct somehow. And thankfully, they couldn't, because the code of conduct actually only said it was for full-time officers, and I was a contract officer, meaning
Was
I
it
couldn't work more than
explicitly
700
laid
hours
out?
a year. What's that?
I said, was it explicitly laid out?
No.
So, employee handbook, it's not explicitly laid out.
No.
Em-
It doesn't say
employment
you can't
contract
smoke or
with the
can't.
union.
It
It was not laid
basically
out.
no, it basically said you couldn't how did they word it? You couldn't have any action that I'm going to paraphrase because I can't remember exactly how it was, but
That's okay.
that looked bad on the department or the uniform.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
So
I
Nice.
hate clauses like that. They're so absurd.
But I was able to get around it. I wasn't a full-time officer, therefore I was exempt from that.
Okay.
I
Nice.
was a contract. I was allowed, I think, 700, which is like a third of a year or a half a year, something like that. 700 hours a year.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. So this was actually supposed to be a funny conversation. I think is what the intent with it
Yeah.
of this was.
It was supposed to be.
So did I'm gonna ask, did anybody pull up pictures of this woman?
No.
Just what was on the article.
Oh, that's
Well, did you
unfortunate.
pull up any pictures?
Oh yes, I did.
I'm only going. Don't put it out there if you didn't do it.
Yes, I absolutely did.
He went looking. Did you pull up
Oh,
her Twitter?
No, I didn't pull up her OnlyFans. But I did do research.
I'm sure you did. How'd that research go for you?
Well, I mean, it's one of those I gotta know.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it was. There's definitely how do I put this?
Is Evan gonna give you a
He's
really
trying to
bad
be
stare
very
later?
careful.
No, Evan doesn't care. She knows I look at stuff like that. There's
She's over there looking at you with a meat cleaver in her hand.
no, I'm watching the cat actually because she's like getting behind some shit.
But the cat,
Oh,
Hang on. Hang on.
But on a side note, I just saw that Sony bought Bungie. So
Bungie.
that's going to make
Microsoft sold
video
Bungie?
game. Sony just bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. That's going to be interesting.
Bungie is.
Oh, they
Bungie
make
makes Halo.
No, Bungie
Just
does
oh,
not make
okay.
Halo.
Microsoft sold it.
No,
Bungie
Bungie
sold
doesn't make Halo. So anyway, yeah.
Oh,
no,
you're right.
Let's
Bungie
just
doesn't.
say,
They
let's
sold
just
it.
say for this officer, lingerie does a lot.
I'm sure it does.
Yes, and Bungie does not make Halo anymore.
Yes, they do. Oh well, they're
No, Halo is made by 343 Industries.
well.
It
I know
has
they make
been
Destiny now and a
for-
handful of other games. But yeah, Sony just purchased them after their big scare with
Come here.
Microsoft buying Activision.
Well, the thing is, I think that's a decent purchase because they left, what's up? They left Bungie mostly independent, so it's not going to be PlayStation exclusive titles. So it's basically Bungie doing what they do, which is awesome, and them having the financial backing of Sony, which is great. I think I think it was a great move.
I'm
But
so
no,
lost. This is all you guys. I don't know
Welcome to
any-
video gaming. dude.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't know.
also partially lost. I just played games. I don't I don't get into the technical.
I just caught it on my news feed, just popped up like, oh, PlayStation bought Sony or Sony bought Bungie, and I'm like, oh, that's new. That didn't happen.
Yeah. Bungie hasn't made Halo for quite some time.
Yeah. I think it was like
The
what,
last
Halo 3
three
was their last
iterations.
one, and then they switched over to the new
No, it was Halo Reach.
Reach.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a horrible Halo.
What?
Halo Reach? That was terrible.
I'm driving to Pennsylvania and Bungie you. You suck.
I'm gonna have some wax paper for your face ready.
Yes. I will. I'm going to bring whatever it is that's going to get my fist imprint in your face because no, you shut your mouth.
Halo Reach was terrible.
No, it was not. What did... All right, what's up next? What's up next before I flying drop kick
Okay,
Ryan from freaking Kentucky?
Oh shit!
let's talk real quick.
Are you having a heart attack? What's going on,
I
buddy?
slightly am.
I
my-
slightly am. That's not a good sign, man.
Slightly, yeah.
Talk to us.
Is your left arm numb?
No, not
Can
anymore.
you smile
Okay.
for us? Is it droopy on one side?
Oh
Do
no,
you smell toast?
no. What's
Okay.
Can you spell
good.
toast?
Can I spell toast? Probably.
Okay, spell it. Oh, tell you what, spell the word test.
T-E-S-T.
Okay. Okay.
What do you
we're
put
good.
in a
No better.
toaster? What do you put in a toaster?
Toast.
Bread.
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 No, he already said toast. He
Illegal.
already lost it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already lost it.
All right.
Okay, since we're kind of on a serious note here, I want to talk because this is a big story right now.
I didn't do it.
With
What are we
Joe
doing?
Rogan. Joe Rogan podcast. Does anybody besides me listen to the Joe Rogan podcast?
I don't listen to any podcasts, so
So I
Sean,
love the
Sean
Joe
was
Rogan
an affirmative no. His face just said no.
Okay, let's
I don't
make
even
this,
know what that is. So
podcast. So
let's
Joe
make this
Rogan.
non-contentious.
So Joe
I don't
Rogan.
even know what that means either. So
He has
Big
about
words.
11 million subscribers, me being one of them. And he talks about everything. He has a lot of comedians on. He's got a lot of scientists. He's had Neil deGrasse Tyson, people that he agrees with, some that he doesn't agree with. Some of the
He's
people,
all about the conversation.
yeah, and he has conversations, and he's had some doctors on Here I'm gonna play the video clip real quick, and then of what he put out yesterday.
Did you just
Um,
cut it down? Because that shit was long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I cut it down. Come on, play.
Where's our
Play.
6 screen at?
You can do it.
We have
Play.
technical difficulties with the playing of videos. This is fantastic.
Well, all you have to do is just talk to it nice.
Because
There we
of this
There we go,
controversy,
see?
and I'm sure there's a lot of other things going on behind.
But I don't want that one. I want this one.
Wrong video.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll get the clip real quick and I'll ram it. So
That's a terrible angle.
He looks like a potato.
Yeah, that's a real bad angle. Sorry, go ahead.
Jason, that's your face, just thinner.
Oh, that's not, unnecessary. Unnecessary.
that hurts. That hurts so bad.
I mean, you shave and you get your face thinner, man. That's you right there.
How about you shave and get your face thinner?
I can't. If I shave my face,
Ryan,
I'll have no
Ryan,
chin.
Ryan. Hey, buddy. Let's have a private conversation. Sometimes you don't need to say things out loud.
Hey,
It's
Jason.
just better you
Oh,
don't.
Andy. I don't fucking give a shit.
Okay, well,
I love
that's
you
on
all.
you.
You're all my friends. But I would just speak it as I see it.
Just maybe don't do that. All right, go ahead. Go to town.
I hope your cat.
So
plays with
anyway,
your balls later.
Oh,
the big
no,
thing
she's
is
already
is-
clawed my balls and it sucks.
Yes, we've already had that conversation.
Sorry, go ahead, Jason.
Neil Young, amongst a couple other people, have left Spotify because Spotify is what hosts the Joe Rogan Experience, the Joe Rogan podcast, and
You
they're
know this
claiming
whole
that
gripe is over
he-
2 shows he did. 2.
Yeah, well, basically, and they're claiming about throwing this fit about him giving out misinformation.
What? People
About
give misinformation on the internet? Sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm
Go
okay.
ahead. Sorry.
and of course they want him. Basically, what they said is either you cancel Joe Rogan or pull our stuff off of Spotify. So they pulled off. At least in the case of Neil Young, they pulled him off Spotify.
They
Yeah,
pulled up
they
some
yanked him.
lady too. I can't remember her name. And the guitars from Bruce Springsteen. Yeah.
And
Yeah, that
Spotify
happened
came
earlier
out and
today.
said he didn't break any of their rules as far as
That's because they don't have any rules.
well they
they
do.
have rules.
They
Okay,
have
what are their
rules.
rules?
They're very
Their
loose
terms
rules,
and conditions
apparently.
are like fucking 9 pages long.
Okay,
But
can you link me that?
I will pull it and I will send it
Okay.
to you.
yeah, because I
read it
a couple days ago because they posted
Oh
it.
my god.
Well,
Well, I went
Basically-
through it when I was setting up our show on there because it's like I had to read all of that before putting it on. But he isn't flatting out being misinformation. He's asking questions to medical people. He's just asking the question, and the medical people are answering it with their opinion and with their experience.
Right.
Okay.
So that's where it's always been questioned.
Accused of spreading dangerous
here, let's see if it plays
misinformation,
now.
specifically about 2 episodes, a little bit about some other ones, but specifically about 2. One with Dr. Peter McCullough and one with Dr. Robert Malone. Dr. Peter McCullough is a cardiologist, and he is the most published physician in his field in history. Dr. Robert Malone owns 9 patents on the creation of mRNA vaccine technology and is at least partially responsible for the creation of the technology that led to mRNA vaccines. Both these people are very highly credentialed, very intelligent, very accomplished people, and they have an opinion that's different from the mainstream narrative. The problem I have with the term misinformation, especially today, is that many of the things that we thought of as misinformation just a short while ago are now accepted as fact. Like, for instance, 8 months ago, if you said if you get vaccinated, you can still catch COVID and you can still spread COVID, you would be removed from social media. They would ban you from certain platforms. Now that's accepted as fact. If you said, I don't think cloth masks work, you would be banned from social media. Now that's openly and repeatedly stated on CNN. If you said, I think it's possible that COVID-19 came from a lab, you'd be banned from many social media platforms. Now that's on the cover of Newsweek. All of those theories that at one point in time were banned were openly discussed by those two men that I had on my podcast that have been accused of dangerous misinformation.
That's one of those, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but they always throw that last one in that's just like, and yeah, the moon people.
What moon people? You mean that it started in a lab?
Yeah.
They
Fauci
did.
said that
It started-
himself.
they've officially announced that it came from the Wuhan lab.
Yeah, the CDC said that.
Who's they?
The
Fauci.
The
CDC.
CDC.
Yes.
And somehow
Fauci in his emails said when his emails were FOIA'd said that.
Yeah. No, that's not what they say.
His emails did not
That's
say
exactly
that.
what it said.
That's exactly what it said.
All right, I think from now on there should not be any COVID discussion on this podcast.
Agreed.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
shut it down right now. It's not
Alright.
that it's not important, but we're just gonna let it go.
Well, the thing is we have to have discussions.
It
From
is
two
the
different sides.
discussion. It's all we're having, or it's all we wanted.
But you guys
Like-
are getting way too and it's not good. It's gonna go bad, and I can already see it. I have really good foresight about these things, so we'll just take a pause and we'll discuss it later.
So
I
the,
really
the
don't
point
see
of the point of the clip was Joe Rogan is like trying to be canceled.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that term. And I don't know what to say about this other than he's a podcaster like we are. We don't have the luxury of having medical experts on. I
But
mean,
if you
I
do
can
want to
call my
come on.
I mean, I can call my
Right.
brother up if you really want to talk about it. But I don't think this really needs to be that much of a controversy. From a business standpoint, Joe Rogan makes Spotify a minor fuck ton of money. Sorry, Mom.
They compared
Neil
his
Young-
one show. He makes 11 million. He has 11 million viewers.
Neil
There's
Young
10.
Neil Young doesn't make them a lot of money.
Nope.
Bruce Springsteen doesn't make them a lot of money, or their guitarist, whatever band he had, doesn't make them a lot of money. So, them making the decision to pull out of Spotify, which Bruce Springsteen's guitarist was the one that pulled out. Spotify actually kicked out Neil Young because they went, all right, well, fine, we'll boot you. That happened.
What was it? Apple shortly after that said, "Oh, come get your Neil Young stuff from us." I was like, "Wow."
That sounds
I
like
think
something
it was-
Apple would do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. But let's be honest here. Has anybody looked at the numbers for Joe Rogan's contract?
It's insane.
Okay, do you know the number?
I don't know the exact number. I didn't see the actual.
$10 million.
Good fucking god.
So they have to hedge their bets. Now, I am not. I'm avoiding the COVID conversation. I'm going to freely admit that. I'm going to avoid that. They have to now, as a business, hedge their bets. Now, these are not the only two artists to bail. I think you're now up to, what, 7 that have bailed and said, no, I don't want my music on your platform. Then you also have the problem that Spotify has not, and sorry I said the name, we may have to bleep it. They have not evolved their platform in a manner that people actually like it. I can't stand it. And it
I
has
love it.
nothing. It has nothing to do with their politics or anything. It's just irritating to use, and that's on them. So now, what I'm betting is they have forced Joe Rogan to make some kind of apology, some kind of statement, so that they don't hemorrhage money, because that is exactly what is happening to them as a publicly traded company.
Actually,
They are hemorrhaging money.
They're not though. I mean, they
They're
lost
actually
money
not. They've
before all of this, just like everyone else. But they actually had a like 2% gain since Wednesday.
Yeah, their stocks have actually gone up.
What was it yesterday? They lost like 36%,
Yeah, but then it literally.
and then it rose 2%, huh?
Yep.
No, they lost. They've been losing. They lost 36% since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since all of this
they're-
came out, they rose.
They
So
rose
if you
back
look
up.
at it from the beginning of January, just like everyone in the Nasdaq went down,
well,
but
yeah,
then they rose.
okay.
You know,
It's
from
only been
from the
31
aspect of a
days.
business, on podcasting on Spotify is actually cheaper to do on their platform. They do, and the people who host that do get contracts, do get a better percentage versus the artists that
Mhm.
actually put music on it.
Yeah,
which
because that
the
contract's with the
ratio
labels.
is terrible. I will admit that the ratio is a terrible aspect on it. Artists don't get nowhere near the cut that I believe they should.
They don't get it on Apple either, though.
Yeah.
They don't get any cut at all.
No, Spotify people do get cut. It's a very small percentage. Though.
It's usually a
Like-
a
like 3
blanket.
or 4% or something.
It's usually a blanket price for the IP.
Yeah, but podcasting, it's easier for them. That's what they're going with.
Mm.
But on the definition, it is still should be covered under the First Amendment. It is still freedom of speech. I know Spotify announced that they're going to put a warning on those 2 episodes of, hey, this is what this episodes are about. Listen at your own will.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're at least going to be reviewing his shows before they start fully putting them out.
Well,
Which-
they said that they fully review his shows.
yeah.
Supposedly, Spotify said
They
that they've
don't.
taken down thousands of podcast episodes over the last 2 years that had quote unquote misinformation.
They don't.
But again, it comes down to the definition, like misinformation. I listened to both of them episodes. I mean, they're 3 hours long each. And, you know, these guys, you guys can believe it's misinformation. I don't. I think it's, them doing their diligence and saying, hey, what the CDC or what the narrative isn't completely correct. And, listen to the entire podcast, listen to the entire episodes, so that, again,
Make
if
your
you're going to
judgment.
be putting a substance into yourself, hear it from both sides. You're not going to, that's the only way that you're going to get,
All right. So,
fully.
so to play devil's advocate here, I write AI software for the Navy. Now, there's an argument to be made that I could go on and talk at length about how driverless cars are dangerous and the story's just not out there and the man is just trying to push that thing.
Right.
But
Yes.
does my authority as somebody in a related field, is that better than somebody who's actually in the cars, who knows what's going on, who is a real stakeholder?
So are you saying, if you said that, are you saying that you're wrong?
No, what I'm saying is, just because you're
So
a
if you're not
cardiologist-
wron, then there's nothing wrong with it.
Hold on. Can I finish?
That's what I'm saying.
May I finish? If you're a cardiologist, that doesn't make you an epidemiologist. That's like if you call your plumber about your roof. Yes, a roofer and a plumber are both in the trades, but you wouldn't call a plumber to fix a roof leak. Now, they're talented people. They probably go to the same schools, but somebody who uses, their title as an expert in a field to talk about subject matters in a different field, especially when that subject matter deals with shit that's going to get literally people killed and is speaking to an audience of millions.
How is it going to get them killed?
We're talking about matters of public policy.
Public policy
During
doesn't
an
make it right.
epidemic.
It doesn't
During an
make it
epidemic.
right. Okay. There's a lot of public policy that can be wrong.
Yes, but having somebody who's a cardiologist speak as a medical expert, that's playing hard and fast to the I want to wrap my head in enough tinfoil.
So a
that I can
cardiologist
reflect God.
talking about problems of the heart that might be caused by these doesn't have a
He's
say in
not
it?
talking about it. He's talking about the fact that Fauci says the shit comes from a lab in China,
No, he didn't.
which he has no qualifications.
No,
Did you
one
listen to the
the one that
podcast?
they're really
It's
upset
3
about?
hours long. You just said it.
The one that they're really upset about is the one guy that actually from Moderna. He is a cardiologist, but he was also the one that developed the spike protein. So that is the
he
one.
has
That is the
patents
main
that
one they're really
created
going
this-
after.
This mRNA.
He's the one that
technology.
developed and created that spike protein for both Moderna and Pfizer to develop off of. That is the one that they're really going after. If you want to listen to it, listen to it. I listened to it. I didn't make it all the way through, but that was basically what they were talking about for about half the show. It's about the spike protein. If you want to believe in the spike protein, go for it. That is your choice. If you don't, then you don't. But he explains how the spike protein works.
Right. And the thing
he's
is
not.
it's about having as much information as you can. I don't believe that we're getting all the information from Fauci and the CDC. Hell, I talk to my doctor. I don't believe my doctor's giving me all the information. In fact, I know doctors that have been gotten letters that got a letter saying that they would lose their license because they were talking about the risks of the vaccine.
My thing is that HIPAA
So
is been thrown out the window with the whole vaccine that this coronavirus that was created. So that has always been my big stake on it.
and again, if you're putting something into your body, I want to know as much as I can about it. I want to know to me a year down the road, 5 years down the road. My son.
And that would be persuasive if the same people that weren't, oh my God, the virus is going to kill you, weren't the same people that were taking freaking horse dewormer.
No one's taking horse dewormer.
That's what that.
No,
No
No
there
one's
are
taking
two
horse
versions
dewormer.
of ivermectin.
No
and
one is
everyone
taking
keeps
horse
pulling
dewormer.
the veterinarian version and not the pill version that's actually been out
and,
for
and
humans.
whether
been
ivermectin
out
works
for
or
50
not, if
years.
you're taking it from a prescription from a doctor, it's not horse dewormer.
Okay.
That's
All
like that's
Yeah,
like saying
We need to
that's
get
like
off this
saying
before we all get
if
angry.
you take an antibiotic,
guys
you're
have-
taking a dog pill.
All right,
I
you
am-
guys
Just
have
because
like
dogs
went
take
way
antibiotic.
off the mark. You guys went way off the mark. Can we talk
know.
about something else now?
Let's go.
Because
Ginger
you're
is
just
right.
screaming at each other for no reason at all when you're all trying to give like an opinion, but you're getting too personal about it.
I will. I
will
need
agree.
to. I need to get one thing in. Ivermectin. Do you all know what that drug is?
Ivermectin?
It's an
Ivermectin
anti-parasitic.
is a respiratory drug for
It's an
for your lungs,
anti-parasitic.
actually.
Well, no, it's used in heartworm medicine for
Yeah.
dogs. It's used for
Yes,
river
It is an
blindness. used-
anti-parasitic. You have said that. So, what is COVID?
I know it's a virus.
Yes, that is correct. An anti-parasitic does not work on a virus. That, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's move
Well,
on to
We have a
something
lot that we
fun
could
like
go into that if we
dildos.
wanted to.
Dildos.
But we don't.
There's, okay.
Here, let's
All
let's
right.
play some video clips.
Let's go to TikToks and then we'll
Yeah,
call it a night.
cause
need to laugh.
we're running long and this plane's got to land.
Here we have Red Bull athlete Boris Oravec. He's doing the old swim under a frozen lake trick. Do not try this at home or in public or anywhere. Come on, Boris, you got this. Easy
Or at any
peasy.
time
It's
ever.
just cold water. Why are you turning right? Stop turning right. Fuck me upside down.
Oh, I have
He's getting
seen this.
discombobulated
He's a
or
dumbass.
disorientated. I don't know which word is more accurate because I'm stressing out. His mate is yelling, the exit is right
Holy
there.
shit.
I mean, in
I
front
would
of
be
you, not
panicking right
to the
now.
right. Don't turn right again. The bald guy goes
Go
ass
the
over
other way.
tits. Actually, I think Boris is the only one not stressed. He's like, guys, fucking chill. Here's a lifeline I prepared earlier. I'm not a dodgy amateur. I'm a pro. I value existence on Earth. It's the best planet I've ever been to. Yeah, he's
Oh,
good.
okay.
I'm not,
Get a
but
rope.
he is. Whew, his
just like,
coach
has he
in
got a
short
fucking
shorts
rope?
says, that was a bit of a close one, Buzzer.
Sorry,
bit of
Mom.
a close one.
Me kind of panicked there for a minute.
Oh, I panicked
Like-
right there at the end. Because
Oh.
especially when he turned around.
Okay.
When he's underwater, so he's under the ice and people are jumping on it.
Yeah. No, that kind of weirded me too. I was like, oh well, everybody's going into the fucking water now.
Okay, so if you're in that situation, minus the rope, what's your first move?
I wouldn't know what to do. I would be panicking and trying to bust through the ice.
Yeah, first move, punch up. Actually, second move, punch up. First move, don't do that.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if they're walking and sliding on top of the ice, punching it from underneath isn't really.
I mean,
Probably
they
not
were
going to
putting
do
some like
anything.
long cracks in that ice. That one guy just jumped on it and it split. I was like, oh shit.
All
we're
right,
going
all right.
in.
But he didn't. He could have like them running around on the top. I think would have
Sure.
confused him more. To
Sure.
instead of like him
Yeah.
just going where he needed to go.
Show of hands, how many people have fallen into a frozen creek?
I mean, I've scuba dived in a frozen lake.
I've jumped into like a freezing cold pool.
I've
Oh,
done
okay.
Oh,
I've
I've
done
gone
the
through.
polar
I've
bear.
gone through the ice on Lake Huron and Lake Michigan.
Yeah, no, you've got maybe 95 seconds before you're boned.
It's bad. I mean, I've gone through and that initial shock, holy shit.
Oh, your muscles are gonna seize up. Your lungs are gonna stop.
Yeah.
Now pass.
I had-
That's a hard
I
pass.
thankfully I was trying to pull myself up, and every time I'd push up on the ice would break and I couldn't get up. Eventually, someone was able to like lay down and reach out to me, and
Oh yeah, and then you have to do like the elephant
The-
seal move.
yeah, the
But
kind of
just-
seal walk your way, yeah, inch your way up, and it was rough. It was rough.
All right,
Now
next one.
my uncle, hold on, my uncle, oddly enough, went through the ice while he was ice fishing, and was out there for like 6.5 hours. He had one of them spikes that he could stab into the ice, and he held on, and he was out there. He had major hypothermia, but
Oh, he
survived.
had like an ice climbing spike.
Yeah,
The-
you always
the
carry
hook.
And
the
a
spikes.
survival suit.
No, he was just regular clothes, or regular ice fishing clothes. But
I
he
I
had
have no idea what regular ice fishing clothes
It's
is.
like snowmobile
I
suits.
live
Yeah, I
in,
don't
Say-
either.
No,
I live in Kentucky.
No,
you know,
I was trained to be a scuba diver and a wreck diver, and of course, being up in PA, you don't go to the beach in the middle of winter when it's school season. So, yeah, they trained us on this lake, on this quarry out in the middle of freaking nowhere, and
was
I
probably
remember
West Virginia.
basically having to cut through the ice to do the dive because it's this weird quarry with a whole bunch of like equipment at the bottom, and then they've dropped airplanes and school buses and rail cars and stuff that you have to dive through for your wreck diver training. And that was fucking cold. Oh my god, that was in a wetsuit. Oh,
It wasn't.
No, he
Oh,
was
they
out
didn't
there
even
in
give
the
you an
hour.
insulated
Oh my
wetsuit,
God.
did they?
they didn't give you a dry suit.
no! Well, like I said, I was just training, so it was just.
Oh.
Oh, that
Dude,
I,
I'm sorry.
No,
miserable.
my uncle. So when you go ice fishing in Michigan, you carry spikes. They're on a lanyard
Uh-huh.
that dangle from your neck, and for that exact reason. And he had them, and he stuck them in, but he couldn't pull himself out. He didn't have enough muscle to pull himself out. So he was by himself, and he was basically just holding on, and he balled up, and he was out there for hours, and he survived. So
Yeah, it's essentially climbing gear.
yeah. So, but I remember having to. I never did the diving, but we have a river, and I've seen people go through the river
Sorry,
through
Mom.
the ice, and they're washed
I just
away.
did
They're
the polar
gone.
bear
There's no
plunge.
coming back. So, all right, next one.
Put a finger down, weird edition. If you put five
put
more
your
fingers
fingers-
down, you're weird.
10
Finger
fingers
down
up.
if you imagine unlikely scenarios
This
in
is
your head.
so
Put a
loud.
finger down if you're an Aquarius, Pisces, Taurus, or Gemini. Put a finger down if you have an obsession with TV fictional characters. Put a finger down if you talk to yourself. Put a finger down
Why
if you
am I
shuffle your
watching
music
this?
but skip until you find the song you want. Put a finger down if you plan out arguments in your head. Put a finger down if you pace everywhere around the house while talking on the phone. Put a finger down if you randomly put your arm in the air. Put a finger down if you have a unique sense of humor. And put a finger down if you randomly use accents.
Hey, you can't do that.
Oh.
You can't block me like that.
Stop. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
so confused as to why we watch this.
I know. I'm all like,
I don't.
I
Just
don't
wanted
see
to see how-
why. I wouldn't see
just
why
wanted to
she'd
see how
have to
weird we were.
answer the questions if you weren't one of the things, one of the zodiac signs they described.
I don't.
I would have
don't
just
understand
not
the Zodiac
answered.
part.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's all like-
You
so-
say that, Ginger, as a Capricorn.
But
Oh,
he didn't
no.
say
And
Capricorn.
Aquarius.
But they didn't say Capricorn, so I wouldn't play that game. Well, why would
You just
my
wanna put
fingers
your
would
finger
be
down for that
up? I
question.
couldn't even answer the first question.
but my wife thinks it's so weird that randomly, we'll be laying in bed, and randomly I'll just put my arms straight up in the air, like it
I
just
do that
feels
while I
comfortable.
sleep. My wife
Yeah.
fucking hits me for it.
Like just randomly, I do that when I'm in the car, and I'll put like if I'm in the passenger seat, and I'll put my arm up in the air and just hold it there. It's weird. I
Blood flow?
plan out arguments in my head all the time, or conversations, full on conversations in my head.
So, are you shadow punching
No, I just put my arm up.
Are you sure? You're like you like want a fist bump?
Fist bump.
Like
Ah,
just
yeah.
straight
I
up.
won this.
I'm laying down and I'm laying down and I'll just hold. It's like it just feels comfortable.
How many arguments do you have?
You don't argue with yourself.
Too many. You don't
No.
want to fucking walk down that road.
I talk to myself all the time. That's a normal thing. I'm all like, talk to yourself. I'm like, that's
Sometimes you need
Well,
an expert
the
opinion.
planning out. I guess the planning out arguments and conversations. You know
Oh,
what
you're
you
talking
think,
about
like
shower
different
talk.
scenarios of conversations. I guess that's a neurodivergent thing for people with ADHD. I found out from my doctors.
Or
No,
people
that's
that
just
are
a crazy
problems.
person
So
thing.
you're talking about shower talk, because everybody, and I can guarantee all of you know what the shower talk is.
Like shower thoughts, like weird
And the
ass
shower,
shower.
no, it's not shower thoughts, because shower thoughts are, if you're talking about the subreddit, is usually kind of a deeper philosophical thing.
Yeah.
Shower talk is when you talk to yourself and have the whole conversation argument with
Oh yes,
yourself.
I do that.
Yes.
And I know all of you know what this is.
I don't
And
I
then
don't
you go,
argue with myself in the shower. I'm sorry. I
no,
just
no, no,
don't.
no. You're
Yeah,
arguing.
she's arguing
Sean,
with
Sean
David,
Price
yeah.
feels that's a lie.
You're arguing with the fictional person that this argument would hypothetically happen with. And
Yeah.
none of this isn't real, and you're like, this is how I'm gonna play it out.
Well,
If
why
this
would you have to
happens-
do it in the shower? You could just do that anywhere.
Well,
because we're insecure and don't want to have it with the actual person.
Well, yes,
my
but why does it
Thank
just have to
you.
happen in the shower? It could happen while you're sitting in the living room or driving in the car. Like, I don't
unfortunately,
know why it's
I have
limited
Drive the car
to
through
the
living room.
shower.
Because the shower is alone time. Thank you, Ginger. I also do it while pooping.
Yeah,
I hope you're happy now.
My wife was looking at me strange one day, and I didn't realize what I was doing that was strange until she actually
Wait,
said,
wait,
"Are
was
you
this a
having a
butt-plugging dildo
conversation with your parents?" And it dawned on me. So I've had this reoccurring dream that
Oh.
I started writing a screenplay for me and Jeff, who we had on here a while ago.
Yep.
And it was, mind you, this was before the movie of Days of Future Past, about going back in time and like you, all of a sudden I ended up in my 5-year-old self, and I'm trying to explain
You mean like
how
the butterfly effect?
yeah, kind of like the butterfly effect, where all of my knowledge and everything from now is in 1980. How old would I be? 1988. And you know,
You old fuck.
I'm trying to
Sorry, Mom.
explain. I'm trying to explain, like, to my parents, like, listen, I know I've looked 6 years old, but I'm actually this old, and I know this much, and I'm trying. And evidently, I was having this whole thought out loud and didn't realize it.
Oh, I've done
This
that
whole
before.
conversation.
I've been there.
I've done that before. My wife was looking at me like, "What are you talking about?"
Exactly.
Oh.
And you're like, nothing.
And then like I tried
And then I'm
explaining
like,
this.
I'm gonna go take a shower.
Yeah.
So you, so you could finish your conversation with yourself.
Yeah, and I tried explaining it to her, and she's like,
Conversation with myself.
yeah, she's like, I tried explaining the whole premise to her, and she's like, you are having a fictional conversation of yourself now as a 6-year-old to your parents in
Listen,
1988.
I don't want to talk about it.
Sounds legit. That sounds
like it
legit to
happened.
me.
It could happen.
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm like, does that make me weird? Like,
No, it does not make you weird, because I talk to myself all the time, and I'll say something, and Sean's like, "Are you okay? What?" And I'm like, "I'm not talking to you." And he goes, "Oh, okay."
Oh no, and it's funny. My wife will like just be wandering around the house for, to me, what is apparently no reason whatsoever, and she'll just be like talking and talking about things in her childhood bedroom and like random stuff. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And then I will get a sudden silence, and I don't want to talk about it. Okay?
Oh, best
I'm
story.
just
is
gonna
my
leave
wife
that
used
alone.
to take Ambien.
Do you want
to
some
sleep.
toast?
My
Well,
wife-
because she's like trying to sort stuff out loud, and you interrupted her thought. That's what the sudden stop and stare you was.
Oh,
Like you just
Ryan,
did what?
The Ambien. Oh, Ambien messes
Oh yeah,
you
my
up.
my wife and I used to work
Oh.
third shift, so she used to take Ambien during the day so she could
I
sleep.
stopped taking Ambien because it made me a hot mess.
No, it made her
Oh,
a
me too.
sleepwalker and have
Yeah,
a
me
full
too.
conversation. Like I'd be downstairs, she'd already be asleep, but had already taken her stuff, and then come down, full conversation with me, and I'm like, "Are you asleep?" She's like, "Yeah, but I'm still having this conversation with you. You got a problem with it?" And I'm like, "Let's go back to bed."
I cooked. I cooked-
Ryan, I could only
I cooked
imagine
myself
Ryan down in
breakfast
the
in my
living
sleep.
room, and his wife rolls down asleep, admits she's asleep, and then goes, "What? You want to step up? Let's go."
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
I remember I took Ambien and I ended up making myself breakfast without. I didn't
Oh,
know
she
I made
cooked the full
myself
dinner one
breakfast.
time. It was
I made
almost
myself
all raw.
breakfast. Didn't eat it. Just made it. Left everything. Went back to bed.
I've done that.
I did that stone.
I know
one
somebody
time.
that took Ambient and they had to stop taking it. They literally drove in their sleep. So
Really?
it's no joke. Yeah, I know somebody
have-
who's driven in their sleep.
I told my story to a
Oh,
friend of
that's
mine who's a
terrifying.
pharmacist.
Yeah,
and she
it
said,
was.
"Yeah, we tell people to hide the keys because that happens a lot."
Yeah, it's
When I took Ambien, I fell asleep with pizza rolls in my throat. I'm not even gonna lie. Like and there were pizza rolls still in my mouth that I hadn't finished chewing up. And oh no, like luckily it didn't slide down far enough to like, choke the hell out of me. And Evan woke me up and like I woke up and it's like block. And she's like, "Oh my God, you can't take this anymore." Like it was so bad. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I was very close to dying.
yeah.
But think of it this
by
way:
joking.
at least none of us turned into racist tweeters.
Oh
Like-
yes.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
we
it
never.
I've
I
never
mean, I
taken
never-
Ambient, so I wouldn't know. So
Well, yes, everybody knows that Ambien brings out the racism.
I'd
I'd
makes you a
sleepwalk
racist
though when I
tweeter.
was younger. I used to sleepwalk all the time and sleep talk, but
My br- my-
that was just normal.
My brother peed on my parents' bed while sleepwalking when he was younger. I hope he never listens to this. So, what's the next TikTok video?
Next one. This one. Feel free to say stop at any point.
Oh
What
God.
are you doing? For a spot. You can't wait there for a spot. No. I'm gonna U-turn. I'm gonna teach him a lesson. That's not cool. No, I'm coming back. No. I'm gonna teach
This is barely showing up for me.
Yeah, it's really grainy, but
It is great. Oh, but he put a boot on the
wait there
car.
like
oh
that.
my god.
AAA to fix your car, huh? Oh yeah.
Why
that's
does
good.
this
Who
dude
the hell
have a
carries a
boot?
boot in their trunk?
Where
Apparently
did
this
the boot
guy.
come from?
Your tire.
Where the fuck did the painter's tape come from?
Why didn't he just like not leave the note? It would have been funnier.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He did. Oh no.
What is? I'm so confused. And the boot's on in the wrong direction. What the?
Oh no, if he tries to fucking drive off with that, that's just gonna fucking tear up
Does
the wheel well.
anybody here actually drive around with a boot? Like, did he somehow take it off? Like he got a boot and then he somehow figured out how to take it off?
I mean,
don't
you
know.
Isn't
can
that
if
something you can
get
just
the-
buy because you can buy everything on the internet?
No, you can. Well, yeah, you can buy the right lug keys to remove a boot.
No, but the boot
Uh,
itself. Can you buy the boot?
I don't
I'm
think
looking up
so.
on Amazon right now.
Yeah, because I'm all
Oh my
like, I'm
God.
all
Are you
like,
really?
because you're like, how did he get a boot? I'm like, well, did he buy one?
Holy shit balls!
Jason's like-
$75.
Jesus, like,
See,
I
there
gotta
you
get me a
go.
boot. I gotta get some boots. Well, okay, I guess I'm gonna get a couple of those and put them in my trunk.
See, the more you know.
Well, I
Now
mean,
you
I'm
get
not
a
gonna lie.
2-pack for 93.
See?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he bought it and, was like,
Oh,
I'm
you got
tired
the
of people
Easy
being
Clamp
crappy.
ones. There's the Easy Clamp. Oh my God.
Oh,
Andy, I'm
Super
coming to your house.
Safe and durable.
no! Why are you coming to my house? That's terrible.
So, big
I
question
didn't do
is
nothing.
why would you want to buy a boot? Like, what would be the need or the purpose of that outside of a video like this?
I mean,
That's
if
about
you
it.
have a
Yes.
parking lot.
The answer is yes.
Just to like go up like, oh, I don't like you. Put a boot on their car and fucking walk away.
Sorry, Sean. Go on.
I would just say, having lived in like a populated area, if you have a private lot,
I was like, you lived
Oh,
in
so
Philly.
no one
I mean,
else could,
they-
like,
I mean,
tow
the
you or
show
something, or-
Parking Wars was like very popular in Philly.
Oh my God!
and
Did
they
you
really
seriously
cleaned up
watch that show?
I did, unfortunately.
Yeah, I watched
It
the
helped me
show
go to
once
sleep.
and I'm just like, what?
It's infuriating.
I didn't get it, but
Oh,
I
it's
guess the
so
episode
bad.
I saw was like really dumb. I was like, this is just the lamest show
No,
ever.
that's all of them.
It really
Okay.
is.
Okay. I'm good. Just make sure I'm glad I'm not missing anything.
It's really all of them. And I'm sorry if I'm coming across hot. Sorry.
No.
All right, next TikTok video. Oh,
Next.
Oh, I love
I
that.
sincerely hope that the aliens do not wait until the tail end of 2022 to leave us on a cliffhanger for what's in store for 2023.
Oh, this is the monkeys.
I don't
in-
know if this is
has-
a plot
Actually, this
twister
is about
spoiler
an
alert, but
hour
now
away
we have
from me.
escaped lab monkeys in Pennsylvania. Because that's exactly what we needed. In January.
Yeah.
She's like, ah.
There were
Okay,
100 monkeys
okay.
in a van. The
hang on.
van ended up having an accident. 3 of them escaped. They have been euthanized.
Yes. This is the
But
thing.
Wasn't there like 5 of them and they found they
No,
These
3.
weren't like
It was
super
only 3.
special lab monkeys, were they? They
Okay,
weren't like.
There was 100 of them.
Can we?
Like-
All right. Can we chill just a second? Can you replay that?
Ooh, let me see.
Oh, Andy found a gem in this video.
Oh,
We-
no.
we gotta
I just,
replay
I
it.
just need to. Like, my brain broke at about halfway through the second sentence.
I sincerely hope that the aliens do not wait until the tail end of 2022 to leave us on a cliffhanger for what's in store for 2023. And I don't know if this is a plot twist or a spoiler alert, but now we have escaped lab monkeys in Pennsylvania. Because that's exactly what we needed. In January.
Okay, I have a couple things here. Oh,
My wife wanted to go out and
'Cause
hunt
that's
for
exactly-
one and bring it
like-
home.
she's acting like they're gonna go buy some Sour Patch Kids and popcorn,
They're gonna go out and get their high.
and then she wraps it up with "in January" as
That's cold.
as,
I mean,
as-
it's the beginning of the year. I think that's what they're trying to get at.
dog. If there's aliens releasing monkeys, does it matter what month it is?
Isn't this how like Planet of the Apes starts? Like, some lab
Yes.
monkeys
Yes.
get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what does the cinema have anything to do with this? I'm so confused. Like,
We just-
what?
I think it was
We've
just
got-
about, hey,
We've got lab
What?
monkeys that are going to take over the world. And
But they all
Charlton Heston
died.
is going to.
well, there was a lady who actually went to go look at the crate because I guess the driver thought they were taking dogs. Didn't know they were monkeys. And like one of the monkeys jumped up and hissed at this lady and she ended up with like really bad infection or sick and shit. She had to
Well,
be put on antibiotics and observation.
That's also understandable because it's a wild animal.
It's true. That's been infected
I-
with
I-
a
I'm
bunch
still-
of shit just to see what happens.
I'm still confused as to where the cinema and the specific month of January comes into this. Like that
And
The
and
accident
aliens.
happened in
And
January.
aliens.
and aliens, yes. And
Alien-
We
aliens.
aliens
start with
only happen
we
in
start with
January.
lab monkeys in January by aliens.
More aliens.
What?
How it always starts.
I don't know.
don't believe
It always
know
starts
how it
with lab
starts.
monkeys, ends with aliens. Haven't you ever
And,
watched?
and we're
M.
going to
Night
be here to
Shyamalan?
cover it here on Fire Talk Radio.
Actually, no, I've never seen that.
Lab monkeys in January, aliens by December. Welcome
That sounds
to
like an
evolution, guys.
that sounds like an 80s cover band.
Either that or a
Oh,
public,
God.
public service message. You know.
The more
Don't
you know.
release the monkeys in January. Just say no.
Public service announcement. Please do not release the monkeys from crates in January. Thank you.
All right. We have any more, or is that it?
No, we got, I think, one more.
What exactly is exploding head syndrome? It's not what you may think. It's actually a parasomnia sleep disorder. It's the sensation of hearing a loud noise right before you fall asleep or wake up. Others can't hear it,
already
and it
hate
may sound like
everything
a
about
car
this.
crash, a bomb going off, or even fireworks. Some people even experience a flash of light. Why are sleep disorders like the scariest things ever?
You know, it's amazing. As a child, I fucking slept through everything. As an adult, I fucking wake up to every little crack.
Welcome
But
to
the
my
thing is,
world
what
my
he's-
entire life.
That's
I've
called
always
being
been
a
a
father,
light
talking
dude.
about, I've actually had happen though. What he's
Dude,
talking
when I was a
about, where
teenager,
all
my
of a
hot
sudden
water
I hear
heater
this loud
exploded.
crash. I hear this loud crash while I'm sleeping. Jump up out of bed thinking something's wrong, and my wife is like, "The hell you doing?"
I've had that happen where I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, did that just make a? Was there a noise? I've had that happen.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. Like you hear this loud bang, and
And then I go
I-
and check on my kids to make sure they didn't fall out of bed, which is usually the case, or a thump into the
Yes.
other side of the wall. So yeah.
Welcome to parental reflexes.
But I always was a light sleeper ever since I was a child. So it's a curse. Somebody could slightly turn the doorknob to our room and I'll wake up. Yeah, it's bad. And then the kids will be at the end of the bed, edge of the bed, and I'd lean over and I'd open my eyes and they just stare at you because they're eye level with the bed.
Children of the Corn.
Yeah, I've had that happen a lot with my kids. I'm
my
like,
son used to do that. Like you wake up and he would be nose to nose with me because I sleep on my side, facing out away from the bed, not the center, but facing the edge of the bed, and he would be staring at me, and I wake up and I'm like, what the hell?
Or occasionally it'd be like, oh, motherfucker.
Yeah. I did that to my little itty bitty dog that I showed you guys last week. I felt so bad because he scared me in the middle of the night, and I threw him off the bed.
I had a PTSD dream. I was fucking losing it. My son
Oh,
came
that
in and I was
sucks.
still sleeping, and I reached out and I snatched his throat by his shirt collar, and he's like, ah! And I woke up and I was like, hey, don't spook your father.
So
My
that
brother, I used to
happened
share a-
me- Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I used to share a room with my brother, and he used to sleepwalk, and he used to think that he was going to the bathroom, but he was still in the room, so he'd piss on the
God.
carpet and stuff. And
Yep.
But- one
that's an
night
Andy
I
Brothers
wake
thing.
up and he's literally standing over top of me. I'm like, Chad, what are you doing? Chad, what are you doing? I could tell he's not awake. All of a sudden,
Punch him in the nuts.
He punched me across the face.
well, at least he
Nah.
didn't pee on you. I mean,
Well,
No,
this is true.
that was
I was,
Didn't
I
get
was
a
waiting
chance.
for you to say that he's about to pee on you.
Now there was one time that I don't even remember what I was dreaming about.
Did you pee on Evan?
No. What?
what?
I've never slept walking pee.
Sean's like,
Good thing.
I am never coming back.
Yeah, no, that's not it. I don't do that. No, It's not my bag, man. No, I was having.
I mean, when it gets to something livelier, and I got something to add, most definitely.
No, go to town.
No, I'm just, we're just.
Oh, okay. So no, Evan was asleep one time, and I was having a dream, and I was like tossing and turning, and there was shit going on, and I was wrapped up, and I don't even know what the dream was about. I just went, wow, like just like straight up, just whapped the shit out of her.
Okay, so Andy, take that times both times I was pregnant. I would have wicked nightmares and I'd be thrashing and I would like beat the crap out of Sean out of like whatever is happening in my head. So
Oh.
take that times 2 years of being pregnant.
Oh
Sucked.
God.
Yeah,
Dude,
nothing
I'm sorry.
compares to like pregnant
Hey,
dreams.
Sean,
like
how many pairs of glasses did you go through?
How many
He's
what?
How many pairs
Well,
of
he
glasses?
doesn't sleep with his glasses.
Sleep, you moron.
I don't fucking know.
Who the hell sleeps with their glasses?
Everybody that
Shit
owns a
happens.
pair of glasses went, what?
yeah, I've beaten Sean up so many times in his sleep, and I wake up and I'm like, was I talking in my sleep? Did I hit you? Yeah, because it's bad.
So Sean, what we've learned is you have a lot of makeup to cover up bruises, right? So
Is that why
what-
you grew out the beard so you can cover up all
Oh,
those
exactly. And she beats me. I mean, look at my welts.
Sean, what I want you to do, I want you to blink twice if you need help.
Three
okay.
times if
Was
you
it-
need whiskey.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're safe. Sorry, Sean, you had a story.
Oh
No,
no,
he
no! I don't sleepwalk often, but I'm a computer programmer, and sometimes I will go to bed and I will actually dream in code, which is
Yes.
the strangest
Yes.
fucking
Yes.
thing.
And then he'll like murmur something, and I'm all like, just get out of bed and go, yeah.
The Matrix
then
has
he'll
nothing
go-
on that experience of I'm just dotting in and out of mathematical symbols and what the hell is even that? What's my subconscious trying to tell me if I can't even understand what the hell is going on?
Right,
Don't put me in a loop.
Ginger,
No.
Yes, he does. He codes in his
we're
sleep.
breaking back, Sean. This is my nightmare. I'm a database programmer. I totally fucking get it. I'm not even apologizing, Mom.
You poor
I
bastard.
totally
You have
get
even
it.
worse.
You're like, I've been working for 11 hours. I'm going to have a couple beers. It's a fucking macaroni, and I'm going to bed. And then you go, it's 3 a.m. Why can't I stop?
And he only
Struggle's
sleeps
real,
like
man. The
he only
struggle's
sleeps like 4 hours. We go to bed at like midnight, and he'll be up at 4 a.m. and be like, I can't sleep anymore because his sleep cycle. I made him go take a sleep apnea test
It doesn't work.
because I thought because he would stop breathing in his sleep. I'm like, go take the test. I want you to die in your sleep. But he was fine. He just has
Oh,
a
no,
very
when,
short
when that's
sleep
what happened
cycle.
to me, my wife just reaches over and punches me in the chest to get me started back up again.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. My wife just pushes real hard. Sean, if it makes you feel better, my max is like 6 hours. And then I'm like, no, wait, I figured it out. Fuck, I didn't figure it out.
That or you
Or
take
the
the
worst
nap
is
on
when
the
you
couch
figure it
at
out in
night.
the middle of the night, and then you're
That's
like, I'll
perfect.
remember this in the morning, and then you
No.
can't remember.
Yeah,
That's not
doesn't.
the thing.
Or even I will
My
get up
wife
in the middle of the
used to-
night and scroll over the keyboard and start tapping it out. And it's
Yes,
just like,
my wife used to get
where is
pissed
it?
at me for doing that.
I don't
No.
care if he gets out of bed when, like, at nighttime, as long as he doesn't wake me up when he gets out of bed, because there's
No.
nothing more
That's the hard
irritating.
part.
Because I'm a
Especially since she's wailing on me the whole time.
Okay,
It's
we
true.
do need to start wrapping this up. But
Yeah,
the
go ahead
worst-
and land this right now. We're at
Well,
2
well,
hours.
no, I got one thing. The worst part for me is when I figured out in the middle of the night, type it out, get up in the morning and see it and go,
What did I just write?
the fuck
This
is
doesn't make
this?
sense.
That I don't. Why did I even write this out? This doesn't make any sense at all. And
It's your
then,
dream code. It's your new password.
Oh, God.
all right, are we ready to land this?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get the
let's
contact.
land it.
Because we're out of peanut butter.
We are out of peanut butter, ladies and gentlemen. We are making our final descent. We apologize for running out of peanut butter. We hope the ketchup packets helped with your crackers. And we also hope the koala did not give you chlamydia. We'll be on the ground shortly. And thank you for joining us on Fire Talk Flight 26. Enjoy.
We can only count to 4. We can only count to 4. We can only count to 4. We can only